Hello everyone, welcome back to Joy's Creative Finger. I have built a YouTuber mansion. Now I've got a lot of requests from different individuals over the course of a year to build this, and I've always thought to myself, well, it's a house with an office somewhere in it, and then you put your computer up and some other recording gear. But no, this is actually a YouTuber house. And upon the last request from Lady, she said, can you build a YouTuber mansion? I thought, that's it. I have to put this house out, and here it is. Now, the inspiration for the exterior that you see here came from a picture that I had seen online. I thought it was really beautiful, and it had the A-frame roofing style, and it had green hedges around, and I thought this is perfect. I then came up with this design, and this was just a rough sketch, and finally, after about 3 days, I settled on this finished look, and I love it. Mr. and Mrs. Rickson live here with their 2 children, a teenage girl and a baby. And this house has been specifically built for the purposes of their full-time job, which is YouTubing. And the property you see to the front of it, which is meant to look like a garage, but yet it looks like an entrance, was actually converted from a garage to a 1-story so that they have a space to produce some of the videos that they push online on YouTube. And I'll explain a little bit more as I go along. But yes, you can see that cars can park underneath, and up top is a new section where you can see aerobics taking place and so on. And it's a separate build from the house so that we can have multi-level roofing, and members of the public do make their way up from the outside of the house without coming into the main property. The 2nd story has a nice balcony for family members to come out and leisure if they want to. It's a 5-bedroom house, but not all rooms are bedrooms. They've decided to make use of the spaces in different ways, while there are bedrooms in the house, of course. Now, their daughter, Leanne Rickson, is going to take us on a tour of the build because the parents are busy in the YouTube space or YouTube studio creating some content. It then means she has the sweet and blissful privilege of having her parents around all the time to keep an eye on her. Okay, she's going to take us on a tour, and this is the entrance to the building. Again, as you know, when you have to create an interesting design to any entrance, you have to find ways to be creative about the useless rooms, I call it. So there are flowers in there, and when you come into the entrance here, you have a chest of drawers with a few ornaments on it. I've gone for the silver look with the lilac flowers inside, and it's beautiful against the lilac walls, a little bit understated. And then you have a set of doors that lead into a closet. You know, you come in here, you take your coat off, and I think it's brilliant in the space. Now, straight ahead, you've got a dining room. I saw another photo online showing me this, where you walk in and then straight ahead, you've got the dining room, and it's beautiful. And it had a massive, chandelier, and you see it from the entrance, and it's gorgeous. So that's what I had in mind for this section here. And as usual, if you know, I always like using this table because it's well set. Now, this space is a YouTube space as well. Her mum, Debbie, also engages in some cookery classes up here. So this is a space that has been set out in this way. There's supposed to be a camera in here. I should have done that. But you can fit a camera in here. I think I did, but I took it out because it was a little bit too cluttered. And because they're not actually filming and cooking, I took it out and kept it where they were actually active. I love this island in the space. It's gorgeous. You can actually get on there and get cooking. And this is basically where you would find her mum and dad talking about some healthy eating and so on and so forth. And I just felt like the layout was fabulous. I do get bored a lot, and I think anyone who's creative does. You crave for variety, and so I love the way that I set it out differently. There is a door to the back here, in case you're wondering where the fridge is, and there's a utility room where the fridge is, and you have the washing machines, you have the dishwasher in the middle here, and I just love that the colors are similar. They're a bit silver, industrial in a way, and then they've got some supplies here where they keep the aprons and the wines and so on and so forth. There are a couple of sinks in here, so they get to do a lot of washing and tidying up in here, as you would expect a utility room to serve that purpose. Now, they are basically YouTubers that are centered around well-being, so healthy eating, aerobics, exercise, and so on, alternative foods, whatever that is. And this is the way up to that area, and the way in for, say, the public, they would come in from this angle. But for them, if you want to go in through the front door, you come in through this arched area, it's like a crowned area. You walk in through it to the front door and come into the house. But this is the access way for members of the public who are coming in to get trained, to engage in fitness classes. And then she would record it here, and her husband is at the back and that's where their daughter is coming up those stairs. You're going to see her come through and pass her dad in the entrance there she is. So you come in, you can see the camera filming, and she would come in and basically try and be part of the crew, but they're full, so she doesn't need to be here. It's as though she's saying, keep it up, keep going. She was like waving her hand at the blonde at the back there. But this is her mom who, spearheads this class, and sometimes her husband does. So I mean, Debbie and Ben are an amazing team, and they really work hard to keep their empire on YouTube going. And if you recreated this space, this could be maybe a gym, a garden, anything you want, so that you can fulfill your Sims YouTube dreams in this property. There is a way into this studio from within the house, and we'll see that when we come up to the top floor, because we haven't finished looking at the downstairs part of this house. And here I am in the YouTube studio. So let's work our way back to the kitchen, where we were discussing the YouTube video content that comes from cooking and so on, and this is why there's no clutter. Everything is crispy clean, because there are cameras at different angles here and there depending on what part of the house they're using to film. But this living room area is very beautiful. It's exquisite, it's gorgeous. I love that there are a lot of colors in here, and it's warm, and I think in a way it's slightly oriental because of those Moroccan lamps. But I feel that anyone could use that to decorate a home. I have a Moroccan lamp in my house, and it's not an oriental interior design, but I love it. There is a set of doors that lead out to the back part of this living room area, so it could stay swung open. I want bigger arches, like a 1x4 arch that's clean without any doors attached to it, that can just open up to the back part of the house. Yes, we've got the black door, bifold double doors, but they're heavy set in the frame, and it's a little bit strong for me. Okay, we have a door here that leads into the restroom for the downstairs part of the house. So if you were visiting the property, you would come in here through the front door, and the access to it is very simple, just right through, and there's the living room, and then you've got the bathroom or restroom down in the corner here. It's a nice size, isn't it? Now let's look at the overview of this build. I can tell you one thing, this house beat me up when I was trying to cut it into a nice floor plan, and it just wouldn't work. But eventually it was just something that I thought worked out fantastically, particularly because of the kitchen, and I was driven to pursue the idea of YouTubing. So it's a main part of the house, that kitchen and dining area. And now let's go upstairs to the rest of the house, where the family is a little bit more private, no cameras and so on. Now you come up into a hallway, which is also some kind of a living space. You'll see that in a second. And the stairwell carries on to the last floor of the build, where we have 2 more rooms and a little living space as well. So it's a big house. The family bathroom is on the side here, and it's directly situated above the restroom downstairs. There are 3 rooms on this floor. The first door you see here leads into an ensuite bedroom, while the other rooms have use of that bathroom, and they all share this lovely living space that's opened up into this balcony area, creating more space for it, because it's a bit of a narrow space for a living room. But because of that balcony, it just gives you a little bit more space, to play around with, or suggests you have more space than it has to offer. So this is a casual space for them to hang out in, and there are 3 doors here to 3 rooms. The first room, as you come up the stairs, is an ensuite. It's shaped to be a full master unit, but it's not the main master for the house. It's a guest room. This has been set out for family members. Should they wish to come and visit the family, this is where they would stay. But Leanne is going to grow up into this space very soon, because her room is not an ensuite, and you're going to see that very shortly. Now let's go and have a look at the YouTubing office for her parents, where you have the computers and so on, and where all the editing takes place. So it's a typical office anyway, but it's this room here, and this could have been a bedroom. This is what I was saying at the beginning. Could have been a bedroom, but it's been turned into a YouTube office. And this is basically some magazines up on the wall, a phone, and some of the supplies that she uses, and just a nice refreshing section here with the camera on the side for filming herself while filming. That makes sense? And this is basically how she works her way in with her husband into this YouTube studio, depending on what it's been set up for. But they come back in here to do all the editing and publishing to YouTube. Now let's go and see Leanne's bedroom across the way here. So that could have been a bedroom for anyone. It depends on what you want to use the house for. But I was focusing in on a YouTuber mansion as requested. So this is her room. It's beautiful, great window on the side, very spacious. You could put a single bed in here and make it happen. But that's her room, and that's how she wants it. And you can see where everything is connected between the small build at the front and the main house. And this is an overview for you. So we're obviously going to be going up to the top part, but let's see what it looks like on this side too. I usually do this because a lot of you go ahead to build this straight away from just watching it on YouTube. So I show you around the house in this way, just in case I don't put up a live build soon enough. So let's go up to the last floor in the house. And upstairs we will come through to a small living space, very small. It's like a reception area right at the top of the house. And it's also a space for mum to take care of baby in a more intimate setting, you know. And this is basically what I decided to put together, just to make it feel a little bit more fresh, because it's a small space. You go for lighter colors, and that's something I always say. And the nursery is over on the side here. Now it's a baby boy, her little brother Jonas. This is a beautiful space for him, lots of dark wood for his furniture set. And then because the walls are blue, I mixed and matched with a different set of nursery items that was bought as a pack. And these are the blue set that you have. There's a pink, there is a yellow, but I've gone for the blue just to match up with the walls and soften out the dark wood. And you've got this little light, night light underneath the phone, which is supposed to be like a baby monitor. And that's the nursery for baby Jonas. One thing I love about the way the nursery is situated up here is that it is about 3 steps to the front door of the master bedroom. And I think it's just brilliant, because it then means that the mum and dad can pop out in the middle of the night and just go and attend to him if he needs their attention. This is, of course, the master bedroom, and I wanted to play around with textures, working off of the color of the bed, and I think that I managed to pull a look together in here. Now the section behind here is simply a 1x5 room that then went on to become the main reason I have an A-frame section up top here, giving me the overall look to the house. Just because of that 1x5 room, I think it's fantastic what it does to the exterior. But then you have to make sense of it on the interior here, and it works as a beautiful backdrop behind the bed, or as a focal point behind the bed. I think it's lovely. The window to the bedroom is over on the side here, and you've got curtains to pull it closed or pull it open, and then you work your way through to the closet space over in the corner here. There is a space for him and for her in terms of where the clothes are situated, right? But then there's a center part here where you can sit down on this beautiful French chaise, and there's a mannequin for her to set out her clothes. And you know, you've got one unit here that I decided to place coats in, because that's the only rack that adult males can interact with, along with the knitwear, I think. And then the ones with the dresses would be for her. I thought it was fun to set it out like some sort of boutique. I just was inspired by the fact that the Chic Boutique live event is going on now as a rerun. There's a mirror for her to powder puff her face, and the couple share a bathroom at the far end here. I love the mute colors, and the sink and toilet are from a pack you had to purchase with real cash. I absolutely love it. And the tub here is from the Spa collection. I used it in the last house I built, the Pillar Estate, and I just felt it worked well with the colors in here, and it still accounts for them having a bath. So you know, it's a bathtub. And I think we should get to use all the things that we do have in the game. They exist, and I will use them as I see fit. Now there's a balcony at the back here that isn't exclusive to the master bedroom. That's why you have to come out of the master bedroom, and it then means that everyone in the family can work their way out here and just sit down and enjoy the view, and you know, maybe water the plants and just enjoy its essence. Now here's one thing I wanted to say. Originally, when I built this space, there was a door in the corner here, and it was meant to be the man's closet space, but I decided to put a door on the outside and turn it into the nursery instead of having the nursery be situated downstairs. I felt it was nice that there was quicker access to the child. Right. Now you've seen the entire house that I've put together for this YouTube family, as it were. It's not just one person. Everyone is on board, except for the teenage girl, Leanne. I mean, she's just, you know, her own person. But she, in a way, is part of the YouTube family because her whole life has been shaped around what her mom and dad does. She's very tidy. She understands to be really quiet when filming is going on, recording is going on, and so on, you know. Without actually knowing it, she's been trained to know how to function as a YouTuber and what's needed, the resources and so on, and what it takes by just living with her mom and dad, who are actually YouTubers. So, for those of you who wanted a YouTuber house, here it is. Very different from the Hollywood style mansion that was for a reality series, right? And that one had crew members recording the family, while in this case, the family is recording themselves and pushing out content. Well, teeny issues are still on the way. Stay tuned for episode 6. Feel free to subscribe and click the notification bell so you get a notification as soon as I upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.